You can say affirmations all day. You can visualize every night. You can pray for love, abundance, success, healing. But if deep down you believe, I'm not enough, I always get abandoned, nothing ever works for me, then your energy will always return you back to that belief. Because the truth is, you do not attract what you want. You attract what you believe you deserve. And nobody talks about how painful that realization actually is. There comes a moment in healing where you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, what inside of me keeps accepting less than I truly deserve? That question changes everything, because manifestation is not just about thinking positively. It's not about pretending to be high vibration while secretly feeling unworthy inside. Your outer reality is constantly responding to your inner identity, not your wishes, not your fantasies, not even your words, your identity. And if your subconscious mind is carrying wounds of rejection, abandonment, self-doubt, or fear, then even when beautiful things enter your life, you may unconsciously push them away, not because you're broken, but because your nervous system feels safer in what is familiar than in what is healthy. The real reason people keep chasing. Most people think they're chasing love, but they're actually chasing validation. They think they want attention, but what they truly want is proof that they are worthy. And this is why so many people become trapped in cycles. They overgive, over-explain, overlove, over-sacrifice, hoping that one day someone will finally choose them in the way. They never chose themselves. But energy does not respond to desperation. Energy responds to self-concept. The universe mirrors the relationship you have with yourself. So if deep down you believe, I have to earn love, I must suffer to receive, I am easily replaced, then life will continue placing you in situations that reflect those beliefs back to you. Not as punishment, but as awareness. Because reality is always exposing the beliefs you still carry unconsciously. Why affirmations sometimes don't work. This is why affirmations alone sometimes fail. Because saying, I am worthy, for 5 minutes a day, cannot overpower years of secretly believing, I'm not good enough. Your subconscious mind always speaks louder than your temporary thoughts. And this is where true healing begins. Not in forcing positivity, but in becoming honest about the identity you've been living from. Ask yourself, do I truly believe I deserve healthy love? Do I truly believe abundance can stay? Do I feel safe being seen? Do I subconsciously expect disappointment? Because many people pray for expansion while emotionally preparing for loss, and the body cannot attract what it does not feel safe receiving. That is why healing your nervous system matters. That is why self-worth matters. That is why detachment matters. Because when you stop chasing externally, you finally begin confronting what exists internally. Childhood and self-worth. Most unworthiness did not begin yesterday. It usually began in moments where love felt conditional. Maybe you were praised only when you achieved something. Maybe you learned to stay quiet to avoid conflict. Maybe you gave everything to others because you feared abandonment. Maybe nobody taught you that your presence alone was enough. So you grew up believing, love must be earned. And now, unconsciously, you recreate those emotional patterns everywhere. In relationships, in friendships, in career, even spiritually. You settle for breadcrumbs while asking the universe for abundance. Because your subconscious identity still believes smallness is safer. But healing begins the moment you realize, you were never meant to beg for what aligns with you. Read that again. You were never meant to beg for what aligns with you. Real love does not require self-abandonment. Real abundance does not require exhaustion. Real alignment does not require chasing. The shift into magnetism. The moment you begin believing, I deserve peace. I deserve reciprocity. I deserve softness. I deserve stability. Your energy changes. And suddenly, you stop forcing. You stop over-explaining your worth. You stop trying to convince people to choose you. Because you realize, what is truly meant for you will not require you to betray yourself to keep it. That is magnetism. Magnetism is not manipulation. It is not playing hard to get. It is not pretending not to care. True magnetism is emotional self-respect. It is the calm, energy of someone who no longer abandons themselves for external validation. And people feel that energy. Opportunities feel that energy. Life responds to that energy. Because your reality shifts when your identity shifts. The hard truth about receiving: many people say they want abundance, but receiving actually scares them. Because receiving requires visibility. Receiving requires trust. Receiving requires releasing survival mode. And survival mode becomes addictive. Some people are so used to chaos that peace feels unfamiliar. Some people are so used to inconsistency that healthy love feels boring. Some people are so used to fighting for attention that effortless connection feels suspicious. This is why healing is uncomfortable, because you are not only changing your habits, you are changing what your body considers normal. And that takes patience, compassion, awareness, and deep inner work. The version of you that attracts differently. There is a version of you that no longer begs to be chosen. A version of you that no longer shrinks themselves to fit into spaces that dishonor them. A version of you that trusts. What leaves is making room for what aligns. That version of you moves differently, speaks differently, chooses differently, and most importantly, believes differently. Because once your self-worth changes, your standards change, your energy changes, your relationships change, your reality changes, and suddenly you stop asking, "Why don't they choose me?" and begin asking, "Does this situation even deserve access to me?" That is the shift. That is the transformation. That is what true self-worth looks like. So if you feel like life keeps repeating the same painful cycles, do not ask only, "What do I want?" Ask, "What do I currently believe I deserve?" Because your subconscious beliefs are creating your emotional reality more than your desires ever will. And the beautiful thing is, beliefs can change, identity can change, healing can happen. The moment you stop seeking your worth externally, you begin becoming magnetic naturally, not because you are forcing life to choose you, but because you finally chose yourself first. If this video resonated with you, comment below. I no longer chase what I deserve naturally. And remember, the moment you truly believe you are worthy of healthy love, peace, abundance, and alignment, your entire reality begins to respond differently. Because you don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe you deserve.